For a face-off, ready for a usual Dillian Whyte press conference, but as you know, he suffered an injury in training camp. He's unable to fight, medically not cleared by his doctor to fight against Otto Wallin this Saturday. Dillian, welcome. Thanks for coming over. I know you've got a few guys on the card this weekend. I've been involved in this process with you over the last sort of week or so, dealing with this situation. I know how devastated you are. I will give you an opportunity to answer, I guess, some of the cynics who say that you pull out of this fight instead to fight Tyson Fury, but we all know how much you wanted to fight, you wanted to stay active, and how much work you put into this training camp.
Yeah, firstly, thanks everyone. Sorry, I had to pull out a fight because of injury, but this is boxing, these things happen. Unfortunately, with big heavyweights, I've been sparring some big guys. I had 4 massive southpaw in camp, so again, it's a big fight, trained hard, obviously. I don't want to make the same mistake Tyson Fury made, but Andrew said to Wallin, so I was training very hard. I was putting in extra hours and extra shift, and the injury just happened, and unfortunately, I had to put out. People say, you pull out because Tyson Fury. If that was the case, I'd have pulled out 3-4 weeks ago when I knew that obviously the manager position was going to be in place. Obviously my camps cost a lot of money. My training camps cost me a lot of money, So I had to just pull out early to save all of this and money and stuff. I got like a lot of people in camp that works for me and look after me, so I'd have pulled out weeks ago if I was gonna pull out. I've fought many times with injuries, as you know. I fought with injured shoulder before, broken hand, broken ribs, but not on that stage of my career now where I have to use a bit more brain instead of just brawn, And I wanted to fight. I said to my guys, listen, can't I just put some fucking morphine in it or something, kind of just go and have a go? But they're like, well, you're not a caveman, you need to be smart. There's not just one fight left in your career. So disappointed, heartbroken, but it is what it is. I really wanted to smash Otto Wallin up. I think I could have knocked him out in the first 6-7 rounds. He's good early, but he wants to box and fiddle around. I would have put pressure on him, and I think he guesses the fight. I'd have stopped him. I'd have been attacking his body relentless. So a bit annoyed and a bit pissed off, but this is boxing. I train twice a per week, and he cancelled one fight 7 days before, one fight 2 weeks before. That cost me a lot of money, a lot of money in the camp. But I didn't complain. The people asking for this, asking for that. Josh Taylor just pulled up his fight and the injury. No one ain't giving him no stick, but I think getting stick because of you. And he's asking for a medical report.
I knew I'd get the blame. Well, that medical report has been dealt with and sent to the British Boxing Board of Control as well. I will say as well, to talk about the injury, I know that it was a case of the injury came and you carried on.
Yes.
Because actually, I know we had a sparring partner in Dempsey McCain who you hadn't told me about the injury when he said Dillian's got a bad shoulder, so he's not sparring today. But I know that you were dealing with that, you carried on sparring, and you made the decision to compete even with an injured shoulder until you were ruled out.
I had the injury, but we've had loads of injuries in camp before. It's normal, but so I was just like, and I'm mentally and physically tough, so I always try to push on. Like the guys see there's something wrong, and I was like, nah, I'm all right. I pushed on. Some of them basically sparring with one arm only. And these guys are big guys, but I was in there. I was giving it a go, trying my best. I was like, what? If I rest, I can make the fight. But then also, it's a double-edged sword because if you rest 2-3 weeks, the shoulder might get better, but your condition will go. And especially in the sparring phase, as any of my coaches will tell you over my career, I spar a lot. I do a lot of sparring, and I have 4 guys, they do 2 rounds apiece. It's not like some guys have 2 guys. They do 2 rounds apiece, 2 rounds in, 2 rounds out. So the guys are always fresh and they're pushing me and stuff. So I'm used to pain and struggle. So I was like, I can make it. But eventually, the body sometimes just, I had a good camp. I was in good shape, I'm still in good shape. I still feel good. Even up to, I think, Monday, I was like, I wonder if I can still make this fight. But then the guy said, listen, relax, and I was like, alright, cool.
Obviously, we know that the silver lining is the fight with Tyson Fury.
Yes.
WBC have already confirmed that you are the mandatory challenger.
Yes.
Tyson Fury. That fight will be ordered, and you will be facing him next. We know that probably won't be till early next year. not because of your injury, but because of the timings of the mandatory negotiations and Fury just fighting as well. But I know how disappointed you are to miss out on fighting in October, but it must be bittersweet at least knowing that you're in a situation where that fight will actually happen now and you will get a shot at the world heavyweight title.
People just need to put a bit of respect on my name, man. Understand this. Look, I fought Joshua, I fought Rivas. I've been trying to fight Tyson Fury a couple of times. We got ordered and then he pulled out. I try and fight all the best people. Why would I be scared to fight Otto Wallin, you know what I mean? And his idiot manager Dimitri Salita. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's a silver lining. I'm still upset because lost out an opportunity, a lot of money, and also a good chance to beat someone who people really rate that I don't particularly rate, to be honest, as well, to once again prove myself that I am that level and I'm capable of beating these guys that give these guys problems. I believe in myself and I know I can beat these guys. But the Tyson Fury fight is a fight I wanted. It's a fight that I tried to get before, like I said, mandate for belts and stuff didn't happen. And unfortunately for me now, it seems like it's going to go ahead. But you can never bank on every Tyson Fury because he might just say, I've had enough, I don't want to fight anymore. He might just say, in the longer rest, he's had 3-round fight with Deontay Wilder. We don't know how much they're taking out of him or whatever. So we just have to wait and see. And obviously, my team and you will do what we need to do to get ourselves in position for the Tyson Fury fight. So now I'm just going to focus on recovering and healing up and just go and do what I do,
Obviously, a highly entertaining fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. And right now, his profile's bigger than ever. He's on the crest of the wave. But it must be said that with Usyk fighting Anthony Joshua, the biggest fight out there in boxing for Tyson Fury is the Dillian Whyte fight. And everybody talks about him returning to the UK. That's an absolute blockbuster.
It's a major fight in boxing, but especially for the UK, it's a major fight. Me and him can dust up in the early part of next year in a stadium here. It's a major fight, and it's one that I'm looking forward to. And I think Tyson Fury look forward to fighting me as well. It's a big fight. We know each other well. We spar each other. We spend time with each other. We've had our ups and downs and our beefs and stuff. But I think logically we'll think, this is a big fight. It's a good homecoming fight, and I think it should happen. So let's see.
Well, we look forward to negotiations beginning for that fight. Well, finally for.